This week's edition of Community Watch takes us to the Volta region. Notable point or locations along the way are the Accra-Tema Motorway, the new Tema Runabout, Ada Junction, the Volta River, and the busy petty trading spot across the river in Gonu-Agbokope, the district capital. Our final destination is Gonu-Agbokope, about an hour's drive from here.
This is Gabriel Nyobodai, Atopra, Atunam, Togo, Ashonkwa Osunu, and I'm here with
Rosemary Koko Anyiba.
We are coming your way now from the Southern district within the Volta region, and we are here to look at the state of roads within or from Gonu Junction all the way to Agbokope. We are not yet at Gonu Junction, but I have deliberately decided that the crew stops over at this very spot, so I put Rosemary to test. I have made a peculiar observation, and I just want to know if Rosemary has also made same observation, because this is going to inform what exactly we are here to do. So let me now go over to Rosemary. Have you made any observation at this spot? We are at Beko, and just after Beko then you have Gonu Junction. What observation have you made?
Well, right behind me I can see that the road is tarred, but ahead of me going to Gonu Junction I can see that it's not tarred, and it looks like one that will definitely affect residents or drivers.
Okay, so correct for 10 points, correct for 100%. Well done, Rosemary. So Rosemary has as well made similar observation. And behind me then you could see that the road is tarred. This tarred road goes all the way to Dabala Junction, then onward to Gonu-Agbokope, then onward to Ada Tema, then straight ahead towards Accra. But right in front of us is a very deplorable road, and just to demonstrate it to you appropriately, I am just walking and turning around so you see and have a better appreciation of what we are talking about. So now you see, behind us is an untarred road. Come along as we meet up with the residents so you know their plight, how the road from Gonu Junction to Agbokope is making livelihoods here unbearable. This is Community Watch on Metro TV. Just about a minute drive, then our host stopped along the way. So to my left is our car, which is now parked, and then just move gently to my right. It is their car parked right there. You should be wondering why we've had to stop a minute into our drive. They have a reason. Let's get to them to share with us. So, Honorable Assemblyman, why have you compelled us to stop at this junction?
It's just because when you move a little bit ahead, there's a spot there which is very, very bad. Your car cannot even pass there. You go and get stuck over there.
Are you sure?
Yes, that's why we have diverted.
Okay.
I think about 2 weeks ago, there was a rain. A vehicle from the University of Ghana, Legon, they were coming to do some research here. They were stuck there. They have to go and bring towing car to come and tow them. That's why we have decided that very place is not good.
But we are here together with viewers, and viewers are following this closely to see the situation firsthand and to know that indeed your plight is really critical for you to get the desired outcome or attention. And now you are telling us that we should divert and use a different route. How do we then see the situation? I want us to get there. Or you wouldn't be able to go, so we get there. What's the plan? Because I really want to go and see the situation.
We will not be able to go because our car, we are not having four-wheel. And if you're having a saloon car, you can't go there. And the place is very muddy. When we get there, we'll get stuck. Then the purpose at which you are here, you don't even get the reason why you are here. That is why we need to divert so that we'll be able to lead you to the community for you to see things for yourself. And this is
so we are not even yet at the community. This is the road towards the community. And already we are beginning to encounter obstacles. But I am daring. I want us to get to that spot. Even if we are unable to pass through, we should get there and be able to watch from a distance and make our own judgment. But as of now, I am beginning to have a very good understanding of what the plight is. The road from Gonu Junction to Agbokope within the South Tong district is deplorable, and the residents are appealing to the appropriate authorities to step in and address it as a matter of urgency and necessity. Let's move on and see the situation better.
Our hosts have eventually diverted from the main road because they fear getting stuck in the waterlogged area of the road. They are, however, unsuccessful as they get stuck just before they could join back the main road. We make an observation, a commercial motor driver dropping off a student halfway the journey, most likely because of the poor road network. I wondered. We are getting closer to know more.
So what transpired? We noticed that you were coming, and all of a sudden you paused, and the schoolboy had to then pay you off. What happened?
Because of the road, that's why I stopped here. Yeah.
How is the road?
The road is very bad. Let's say yesterday when the rain fall, so the road is not good anymore.
All right, so how long will it take from here, where we stopped here now, to Agbokope? How long is the journey?
Let's say 25 minutes to 30 minutes.
25 minutes to 30 minutes of walk from where we are now all the way to Agbokope. And the student has items. How is he going to manage?
It will carry this in the load.
Oh, he can. How is this a challenge for you? The fact that you have about 30 minutes walk to make. Not just you, but to carry these heavy items with you. He's even speechless. How is this a worry to you?
It's because the road is not good. Like that is how best I can do it to get home.
Okay. To walk carrying your items.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So let's watch how he's going to manage to carry these items. So that's a student of Gonu-Agbokope Senior High School. Due to the bad nature of the road, his trip to his village has been truncated or halted, and now he's had to carry this huge luggage and backpack through a long distance, about 30 minutes, to his residence. This is what we are talking about. If we are able to fix this road, students will be relieved, traders will be relieved, drivers will be relieved, such that residents wouldn't have to be always lamenting and calling on government. The time to fix the Gonu Junction Agbokope road is now.
Upon reaching the other end of the waterlogged area, we welcomed him into our car to save him from walking home. After a few minutes drive again, we arrive in a small farming community called Gonu-Agbokope. Elders in the village, apparently, upon getting the wind of our visit, arranged to meet us to add their voice to the issue.
You've all been waiting for us since morning. We finally arrived. What's on your heart to share with government, to share with development partners, to share with Ghanaians?
Thank you, my dear brother. In fact, our worry here is our road. Even though we have some more issues, but our main concern is our road. it seems as if we people at Agbokope electoral area, we were ignored. What I said it because during rainy season, we face a lot of problems. Sometimes, when our women wanted to deliver, we face problems.
Face problems how?
About our road. When there is a flood, I think you are coming, you saw it yourself. Not through me, you saw it yourself. You face a problem.
You mean some women have died through labor because of the bad roads?
Through labor. So we say, we do ask ourselves, are we at our Agbokope electoral area, South Tongue District, Volta Region, nor Ghana? We do ask ourselves like this question. So, in fact, we were totally ignored. All governments, normally we vote massively during election times. So the politicians, when they come, we tell them our problems. Or when they go, they sleep on our problems. So our road is our problem, nothing else.
So please, you have the opportunity to speak with the President of Ghana, or take it that his sector minister. Look straight into the camera and imagine that that official is watching you directly.
Yes.
Talk to him.
Rainy season is at hand, and we are now thinking, how are we going to live in this situation again? So if the government or the sector minister is hearing me, we beg him, or whosoever he is, we beg him.
So here we are, a confirmation of how pupils have abandoned school because there was a rainfall, and as a result, they are unable to access the roads to come to school. This must be worrying to you.
Yes, actually, I think we've mentioned in there, and this the confirmation of what we have mentioned. I think earlier on I sent some pictures to you about students passing through river before coming to the school, and this is the confirmation. The rain yesterday night prevented them from not coming to school.
So either you pass through the floodwaters, the river, or you decide to stay home.
Yes, that's how it is.
So if it floods perennially, covering weeks, students may not come to school. Or
it interests you that to know that even during the flooding system, 4 weeks, which is a month, 6 weeks, students don't come to school because the whole place is cut off. So that's a problem we are facing. And I can tell you that in 2017, this school, Gonu School, was the best junior high school in performance. They topped the whole South Tongue District Assembly. You see this school, like some of their products attended, Mauli, Achimota, and others.
so it has potential.
Yes. I'm even a product of this school.
Oh, and today you are the assembly member for the area, which is impressive. So look at the structure, the classroom block, not in the best state. So
What you are seeing there is the teachers'
staff common room. Hey,
You can see it for yourself.
but that's not a room.
Yes.
So staff common shed.
Right, that's it. Staff common shed. That's what they are using. So all these things need urgent attention. So we think the authorities supposed to come in and then support our people for that. They really need their help.
The junior high, we put it up ourselves with the community. You can even see the feeding program, the kitchen, the one at the back. We have started it ourselves. So now that we are putting
Everything on the government, but you are meeting government halfway. You've started putting up the kitchen. You've put up a block for the junior high. So here they are saying that government, we've started a project. There are others we are embarking on. We want you to come meet us halfway to address our challenges. And for me, if we have residents who are development oriented, they are not calling out the government, they are not lambasting the government, but saying that we want to be agents of change, we want to be agents for development, and we know that that's why you are there. And because of the social contract that exists between you and us, we want you to listen to us and come and support us in developing our communities. For me, this is a good call, which must be heeded too. Let's move now to our final destination before we meet the District Chief Executive, which is Agbokope. You are still on Community Watch here on Metro TV with me, Gabriel Oni, Obodai, Atopra, Atunam, Togbo, Ashon, and Rosemary Koko Ayingba. We have finally arrived in Gonu-Agbokope, and it's been a long and tough journey. Having to even push the car at some point. You observed every step of the journey. A journey which ideally should have taken us about 10 minutes to arrive took us over 30 minutes, almost an hour, perhaps even over. But thankfully, we have arrived. We are going to interact with over 30 residents of Gonu-Agbokope. Welcome to Community Watch.
Thank you very much. This Gonu-Agbokope electoral area, Gonu is a compound name that comprises of 18 communities, and Agbokope is the capital of Gonu. The Gonu Road is so strategic because it joins Keta and Angroga from Dabala, which is the shortest of all. It's strategic because we have a lot of things here. Our grandparents came here to fish and to farm. And we are the people that supply most of the fishes and farm produce to the people of Southtown and Ghana as a whole. It's one of the strategic roads that we believe that should be fixed.
Shorter road from here to Aflawu, shorter road from here to Togo. And other thing that we think can even help this community, even the entire nation, is that there are a lot of investments here, especially in the farming area. We have a very vast land here, and that land can be used for onion farming, tomatoes farming, okra farming, sugarcane farming. Quite recently, some group of people were here to get over 150 acres of land for onion farming. They are not able to come back because of the road. This current government is doing one district, one factory. So if we have people who come and do investment in terms of farming, we can't even have onion production, tomatoes production, that our women, mothers will not even go to Burkina Faso to go and import tomatoes before they sell to the market. So we think the government and then the authority need to come down and see the plight of the people here so that they can also help support and then construct this road for them.
Did you in any way mention to the investors to maybe also consider fixing the road for you as part of they working within your community?
You know, investors, before they construct a road for you, they must be in the business for some time and recoup some interest before they can actually fix the road. I think that's why probably they came and they are not interested in the farming again, because they cannot use their initial capital to start a road for you. Okay. Thank you.
Earlier when we were in one of the communities where we met the elders, then they mentioned about how their women are affected, especially when they've harvested and taken goods to the market. We weren't having women there at that point, but now we have quite a lot of women here. Maybe it's about time we talk to them to know how they are also affected. Are women there? How do you engage them? Sorry, my name is Togbo, but I am word deficient in terms of speaking the language. I wish I could engage women here. So maybe you have to help me to engage the women. Who to talk to?
So I think we have to start with the fair woman.
Susie Todomafla. Macho Gonu-Agbokope. Omoa afuralami. Yokata Ghana je komunyo. Ga kanemi yera asia mi pomoto. Ya no gbeje gbomokoto mila ashi ahomo ma shokpo anototo alagbaleta akparele jima kafi acho asia agbo kafi ada na school vi adu ajanyin le abama afo banya afo kata fifi me pata amagazoji anjeje me je wa ka ma tegbe mapoga ma ayikoji han eta me kuku ba mo nyala ala furami fifi ajova mi ogbo eshilani aka clinic la aka mola ya kunya ku hira fura la ni eta no jagba gbare no awo mo nemi ni ami school fi ho no ye school a shi jagbe mo te mo na ye school mo po mo no ato Muhammad mi te ko agbaje mi la ka fi la asi ta mara ku na jiru robala
Ma Akpe, do you agree with her? Do you agree with her? So well, other residents are giving a round of applause, which I trust is in a way to approve of what she said and the fact that they agree with what she said. But for the benefit of those who may not understand, what did she say?
What she said simply was that the women in the community here, when they go into the markets, they find it very difficult to, especially in the rainy season. And sometimes when they go into the market, they have to carry their items on their head. Sometimes carry.
Notice that she said this, that. Okay.
So sometimes they are not, because of that, they can't even walk properly because the whole ground is very slippery. So they are only appealing to the authorities, the government, to come and help construct this road for them.
It is very appalling. It's not good at all.
It means that whenever it rains,
Sometimes when it rains, we close down schools. Yes, because the roads are flooded. The kids cannot come to school. They can't walk in the flood. They can't walk in the water to come to school. And sometimes it reaches their waist. Because the school is serving about 4 communities. From here to Bekbo is about 9.5 kilometers per se. And I don't know why the government could not come to the aid of this community. In fact, you should have come earlier. You should have come in rainy season to see how this community suffers. We've been crying for a whole long. The assemblyman, Raphael Nani Dakbo, has been doing his best. The honorable man, Woyome, has also been doing his best. But I don't know why they send the deaf side of the ear to this community, Gonu electoral area. They are having about 18 communities and more than 30-something thousand people in this community, which also contribute to this country that we belongs to. So I want to plead to the government to come to the aid of this community, so that when they construct road, it will pave way for a lot of infrastructure. It will pave way for a lot of business for this our petty traders and this our old men to work. When the road is constructed, we already have lights around. We have water around. So what we need now is road. If there's road, the government will not suffer employing a whole lot of people. We will create jobs for the people to come and work.
I am inviting Rosemary to join me so that we digest a few of the issues that we've witnessed so far. From here, then we move to the Southern District Assembly to meet up with the District Chief Executive. Continue watching as Rosemary Anyigba joins me now. Rosemary, how has it been?
it hasn't been so good. I mean, it's quite sad listening to these people here, that they have to lose investors and all that. They have good things here that I believe that it's about time that we as a country, we start a strong campaign for government to start developing our other regions, aside making all the development projects, most of the development projects in Accra.
How has the journey been for you, having to divert and get off and be pushing vehicles and all that? You witnessed this at first hand, what the residents have been going through on daily basis.
It's really sad and very disheartening. I mean, it's got to a point that I even have to try to jump the
stagnant water as a result of the flood that happened just yesterday.
Yeah, so having to jump and all that, seeing that the boy had to then carry his things, I'm imagining that what happens to the fact that we are encouraging people to go to school and they are going through this stress. I mean, if it continues, we may end up seeing some of them even dropping out if they don't get the strong determination and the will to continue. Because of these petty things, because of these basic things that they don't have, they might end up giving up, which I believe is something that we have to take a strong look at.
Indeed, we have to take a strong look at, and we have the Sustainable Development Goals. Goal 4 talks about
education. If you look at the Children's Act 560 and also the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, Article 28 talks about the right to education for every child. Ghana was the first country to adopt and then ratify this UN convention. But guess what? Beyond Article 28 granting children the right to education, Article 29 reinforces that, saying that children should be able to benefit from schoolwork. But you ask yourself, even if pupils of Agbokope, Gonu, within the South Tong district have access to education, which, well, is being hampered by the poor roads, how are they going to benefit from schoolwork? Because whenever it rains, then they are cut off. This is something that should be engaging our minds, because if care is not taken, 2030 may come and Ghana may not be able to achieve the targets under Goal 4 of the Sustainable Development Goals. This is how we place the issues within perspective. We are ending the conversation with the residents at Agbokope. From here, join us as we meet up with the District Chief Executive for South Tong District.
I have to greet you this morning for your wonderful work you are doing as a TV station and coming to my district to ascertain the situations that we are facing. The Gonu Junction to Agbokope Soklaji Road, in fact, it's a dicey issue. The program was existing before the coming into power of ex-President Kufuor, and I could remember at those times I was the assembly member for Gonu-Agbokope electoral area. The issue came up to the assembly, and the district chief executive by then, Honorable Kate Akuagla, lobbied for the road to be constructed. They started the road, but unfortunately when we lost power, the contract was terminated. If you look around...
And when the NPP government lost power, which year are we talking about? 2007, 8, thereabout?
Okay. Yes. When you get there, you see culverts that has been done on the road. It was done by the NPP government. Since then, no other government, I mean the opposition party, when they were in power, neglected the road. They didn't do anything about the road. And when we came into power 2016, when I was confirmed as the DC, the Honorable Assembly member brought the issue to my attention. And you know, the Assembly, our financial muscle cannot tackle the road as we wish to be. But we were able to award the contract for the covert approaches and then spot filling on the road so that it could be motorable for our brothers and sisters in the areas to come to the market area and so on.
So even before we move on, so essentially the second contract that you've awarded isn't to the level at which it was originally awarded, which was then supposed to construct the road and complete it adequately for the residents. Is that right?
Yes.
So if it is, then we can as well comfortably say that since the road was abrogated or it was terminated, then it's been neglected by both the NDC and the NPP government.
We've just done 4 years. NDC did 8 years and couldn't do anything on the road. So hopefully, as Ghana has given another 4-year mandate to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President, you know, I think this road will be tackled before the end of the 4-year term.
You are hoping, but there is no signal yet. Already 4 years gone. We are in the 5th year.
There was some signal. The Assembly member can testify. We approached the Feeder Roads Department in Ho. they sent some consultants to come and look at the road and the way forward, and they came to survey the road. So there's something in the pipeline.
When was this done, Honorable?
Yes, it was done last year. Even the assembly member himself, with some opinion leaders, went to Ho, to the regional office of feeder roads, and there's a positive response.
But if after a year or almost a year and you haven't heard anything from them, it should be really concerning, because residents are affected every now and then.
I had a talk with the regional minister. Even I wrote letters to his office, and he promised me and my assembly member for the area that the road will be tackled. Yes.
Which timeline did he give you?
Hopefully by the end of this year, we'll see something positive.
One thing about media is that it becomes a record. The end of the year would come in no time, and then we may have to revisit this conversation and ask ourselves, has that expectation been realized? Are we seeing that this road is being fixed or otherwise? Here we are expressing hope. Let me quickly get to the resident and also the assemblyman. You've been working hand in hand with the Honorable District Chief Executive. He's expressed much hope that per his conversation with the regional minister and follow-ups that you've made at the regional capital, this road is most likely to be revisited by the end of the year. Are you hopeful as well?
Yes, that's my wish.
Are you hopeful or it's your wish?
My wish and hope. I'm saying this because, you see, the year is almost ending. I think it's capital intensive. As the DC has said, it's a teamwork that we are doing. We will travel from South Town here to Ho to the national level. And we even met the chief director there. And so it is our hope that by the close of this year, as the DC has said, the road should be fixed, because it's a thorny issue, a problem for us. You know, it rained there today, we'll be going there very soon. I have to walk over 6 kilometers to come and join my brother to pick me, to come here. It's a very terrible issue.
Honorable, from our conversation, residents and the assemblyman are all hopeful. Where do we move from here? We wait till December, or where do we go from here?
After this interaction, I'll be visiting the regional minister to be reminding him for the appeal on behalf of the citizens of the area. Agbokope area, the assemblyman can testify. Most of the development projects, we try to push post of it there. Could you imagine Kufuor started one unit, 4-number classroom block, teachers bungalow, and it was abandoned. After we left power, the contract was terminated until I came back to finish up. As I speak, teachers are occupying the bungalow. We have completed it. There was a class, about 6-unit classroom block there, which was constructed by Kufuor. And as I speak, Koda has awarded 3-unit classroom block to the area. So the road is the major headache to them, which I think if we are able to tackle, will be a plus to us. I know the road minister watches your TV. I'm appealing to him. We appeal through the regional minister, and I know the issue is on his table. He should look at it and assist us construct the road. Among the road network in Safton, I think Agbokope Junction Soklaji is the west. So I think we have to fix it for them. You know, the place is a food basket area. The major occupation is farming. Therefore, if we are able to open up the place to them, some investors will even come to invest in the area.
Thank you very much, Honorable. So we've come to a realization of how strategic this very area is and how the nation could benefit from the crops that residents there grow. This is a place that obviously needs an attention, and already when President Nana Akufo-Addo was sworn in, or during the time that he was being sworn in, he categorically mentioned that 2021 was going to be a year of roots. A year of roots. A year of roots. I've stressed it 3 times. And also on a scale of preference, then we've had the Honorable DC mentioning that the Gonu-Agbokope road is the worst. So if roads are being considered for construction within Volta region or specifically in the Southern district, then the Gonu-Agbokope road should be given a priority. We kindly ask, and I know that our authorities are listening leaders, and they sure would listen to the plea of the people of Agbokope and Gonu and their immediate communities. This is where we end today's edition of Community Watch with me, Gabriel Niobodai Tobo Ashon. I've done this together with Rosemary Koko Anyigba, Richard Adote Alote, Joseph Rimpong, Gideon Pinto, and the rest of the team back in the office. If you have any related challenge that you wish the team could come over to highlight and then find collective means of bringing about desired solution, please invite us, call us via 0241 431035, and we shall come and highlight it so together we make our society a better place to be. Bye-bye.